Hare Krishna, all the devotees, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes. Dandat Pranam to all the devotees. We are on the last chapter and we are seeing the 75th verse today. Only 3 more to go. Then we will finish all 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Before starting, we start up with our prayers. We pray to the Lordship, Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya, Gauranitai ji, Amandev ji, Bashram ji, and all the assembled devotees, Srila Prabhupada. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। We are on the chapter 18, conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, and today's 75th verse. So we'll recite first. व्यास प्रसादाश्रितवान् एतद् गुह्यमहं परं योगं योगेश्वरात् कृष्णात् साक्षात् कथयत स्वयं। व्यासप्रसादाश्रितवान् एतद् गुह्यम् अहं परं योगं योगेश्वरात् कृष्णात् साक्षात् कथयत स्वयं। व्यासप्रसादात् श्रुतवान् एतत् गुह्यम् अहं परं योगं योगेश्वरात् कृष्णात् साक्षात् कथयत स्वयं। Anyone want to repeat? Want to recite?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, shall I?
Yes.
Vyasa prasada shutvan etat gugyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat katayatah swayam. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Jai. Thank you, Mataji. One more. Anyone else?
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Vyasa prasadat shrutuvan etad guhyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat gatayatah swayam. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hari Bol. We'll see the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So, by the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. So, we can see here, who is speaking this? Can someone tell me?
Sanjaya.
Yeah, Sanjaya, correct. So, at the end, see, till now, we have started with Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Second was Sanjaya. Then, in between the talks of Krishna and Arjuna, the Krishna Arjuna Samvad, and then again at the end, Sanjaya is giving his realizations. So, from 74 to 78, last 4 verses, Sanjaya giving his realizations on Bhagavad Gita, how he has heard. 72, 73, Arjuna is giving his realization, and now 74 to 78, Sanjaya is giving. And Sanjaya in this verse is saying very important message. And by giving this verse, Sanjaya is speaking this verse, but as this verse explains, and it is very important to us because as we are practicing sadhakas, this is a very, very important verse. So Sanjay is saying that by the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard this most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. Why this is important, I said, because Sanjay is feeling that yes, it is not his own endeavors, it is only by the mercy of Vyasa. Who is Vyasa? Vyasa is a Vyasdev who was a personally spiritual master of Sanjaya. So Sanjaya got the mercy of spiritual master. That's why he could see or hear the all Bhagavad Gita, understand the Bhagavad Gita, understand Krishna through the Bhagavad Gita directly from the master. So directly from the master of all mysticism, Yogeshwaram, Krishna. We'll see in the purport how Prabhupada is telling in detail. Yeah. So Vyasa was the spiritual master of Sanjaya, and Sanjaya admits that it was by Vyasa's mercy that he could understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This means that one has to understand Krishna not directly, but through the medium of the spiritual master. Very, very important statement. And in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, we follow this very strictly. Whatever we get the knowledge, that is through the disciplic succession only. And that is the bona fide knowledge. Unless we follow the disciplic succession, we will not understand the Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita, which is given by Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is, which we distribute on the streets in the month of December, that is as it is Bhagavad Gita, which is given by Prabhupada. And you can see after the first few chapters of introduction, there is a disciplic succession given in the Bhagavad Gita. In Marathi, it was on page number 30, I think. Around that only, in any language it will be. So there a disciplic succession is given. That Bhagavad Gita was also, this Bhagavad Gita what we study, what we are studying, this is also coming through the disciplic succession. So the knowledge which we receive, that should be under a bona fide sampradaya. That should be under the bona fide disciplic succession. Then only that is correct. And someone say that if it is coming through the bona fide succession, then it may get diverted or diluted. No, it is not diluted. It is more clear rather. How it will, we'll see. This means that one has to understand Krishna not directly, but through the medium of the spiritual master. The spiritual master is a transparent medium. Although it is true that the experience is still direct. Even though spiritual master is there in between Krishna and us, still we feel that yes, it is a direct experience. Means spiritual master never takes the credit, but even spiritual master never takes the credit. We always give credit to our spiritual master, because by the mercy of him only we can see or we can hear the most confidential talks, like Sanjaya saw or Sanjaya heard from the Krishna directly. It was a direct experience, but Sanjaya never forget to that yes, it is by the mercy of my Guru. So without Guru, without spiritual master, we can't even hear the Bhagavad Gita. Even we can't get the opportunity to learn the Bhagavad Gita. It is only because of our spiritual master, whatever devotional service, devotional practices we are doing, and based on that, everyone uh, get the mercy of spiritual master, and that mercy only is uh, that mercy. Because of that mercy only, we are able to practice devotional service. Otherwise, it's very very difficult. Once I heard. To when Goswami Maharaj was speaking. Uh, I don't remember his name. I remember the Maharaj, but his name I forgot. But that Maharaj was telling that whatever ISKCON or whatever activity is still going in spiritual practices, that is only because of the Acharyas. The six Goswamis and the Acharyas, they have empowered so many souls, so many blessings they have on the empowering souls. They have empowered so many souls, they are preaching like anything. And because of that only, we are able to practice, we are able to preach the message of Krishna consciousness. So the spiritual master is a transparent medium, although it is true that the experience is still direct. This is the mystery of disciplic succession. When the spiritual master is bona fide, then one can hear Bhagavad Gita directly, as Arjuna heard it. There are many mystic and yogis all over the world, but Krishna is the master of all yoga systems. Krishna's instruction is explicitly stated in Bhagavad Gita: surrender unto Krishna. So, what is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarvapapabhyo mokshayashyami master. Surrender unto me. One who does so is the topmost yogi. This is confirmed in the last verse of the 6th chapter, Yoginam api sarvesham. Narada is the direct disciple of Krishna and the spiritual master of Vyasa. Therefore, Vyasa is the bona fide as Arjuna because he comes in the disciplic succession. And Sanjay is the direct disciple of Vyasa. Therefore, by the grace of Vyasa, Sanjaya's senses were purified and he could see and hear Krishna directly. So entire thing, whatever happening in the on the battlefield, that Sanjaya could see, and he was showing it to Dhritarashtra. See, the technology was so advanced. Directly, he was able to hear and see. One who directly hears Krishna can understand this confidential knowledge. If one does not come to this applic succession, he cannot hear Krishna. Therefore, his knowledge is always imperfect, at least as far as understanding Bhagavad Gita is concerned. In Bhagavad Gita, all the yoga systems, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga are explained. Krishna is the master of all such mysterism. It is to be understood, however, that as Arjuna was fortunate enough to understand Krishna directly, so by the grace of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to hear Krishna directly. Actually, there is no difference between hearing directly from Krishna and hearing directly from Krishna via bona fide spiritual master like Vyasa. The spiritual master is the representative of Vyasadeva also. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, on the birthday of spiritual master, the disciples conduct the ceremony called Vyasa Puja. So Prabhupada has given it clearly in the purport that when we worship our spiritual master on the day of Vyasa Puja, because spiritual master is the representative of Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva was a bona fide spiritual master of Sanjaya. Like same way, when we hear the Krishna conscious knowledge through the disciplic succession, then only from a bona fide spiritual master, then only we can understand Krishna. One important thing which I was telling, that many people think that when we hear or when we see the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, when we hear the knowledge of Krishna consciousness through the disciplic succession, it may get diluted. No, rather it is more clear, more understandable knowledge. Because why? We can take an example of telescope. When we see in the clear sky, we can't see the stars and the details of all the planet very clearly. But when we have a telescope to see that, we can see that very clearly. And if that telescope is too far, like a telescope is able to, we want to see the star too far, star which is too far, then what we do? The telescope, we add more lenses. So the number of lenses are more, the knowledge is more clear, or the object is more clear. Like same way, when we have many bona fide spiritual masters in between, they understand and they give uh, their realizations also coming with that knowledge, then it is more understandable, more clear. Otherwise, who could understand entire Bhagavad Gita, which is in Sanskrit, which was Krishna spoke Sanskrit direct verses. So just because of Srila Prabhupada, we are able to understand, we are able to read his purport and try to understand what Krishna actually wants to tell us. What is the message for us? What is the take-home message for us? So always we need to understand that yes, it is only because of our spiritual master. Spiritual master is not mean like only a Diksha Guru. It may be a Shiksha Guru. In ISKCON we follow that we have a Shiksha Gurus as well as a Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru is one who gives the initiation, by the mercy of whom we start the process of bhakti. But Shiksha Guru who is always with us, spiritual master is always with us. But who guides us, Shiksha Guru, every Shiksha Guru who teaches us anything on the spiritual master, that is also our Guru. We have heard many examples that even in Bhagavatam, one person was there who had 24 gurus. So there are many gurus, and we celebrate that on Guru Purnima, that is a vast birthday, uh, Vyasdev's birthday, Vyasa Purnima. So this disciplic succession and the Guru Parampara is most important, and we understand all the knowledge through the disciplic succession only. And while understanding, as we are hearing it from the Srila Prabhupada, as we are reading Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada has clearly told us or clearly given the information that what he expects from us. To understand the knowledge, what he expects that we should follow the four regulative principles. We should chant 16 rounds regularly the morning hours, and um, we 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 help in the preaching mission. We appreciate the devotees who helps in the preaching mission, and uh, all these expectations of Srila Prabhupada we should follow. What four regulative principles Prabhupada is giving? No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. When we follow all these four regulative principles and chant regularly 16 rounds, minimum 16 rounds every day in the morning Brahma Muhurtas, no one or no any bad energy will affect our spiritual life. That is given by Prabhupada as means different things will come in our life, different obstacles will come. That will be our exam. And when we uh, do our activities like with a full of um, our sincerity, then that exam we will surely pass. That exam is like to test us what we are doing in our own life. So when we are doing our homework, like every day 16 rounds in the morning hours, minimum 16 rounds, attentive 16 rounds, and following four regulative principles, reading scriptures. Prabhupada has given so many scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many small books, The Science of Self-Realization, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ishopanishad, and so many acharyas have given these books. So these books, reading through these books and preaching the message of Krishna consciousness, serving the deities, serving the lordships, offering them, honoring prasadam which is given by the lordships. So all these activities which are a part of a devotional service, by the practicing of Navida Bhakti and all the processes of devotional service, we always be under the shelter of spiritual master. And when we have a shelter, no need to worry. We will surely go back to Godhead in this life only. So Prabhupada has given that just following by this simple four regulative principle and following the 16 orders, wow, we can able to transcend this world. So Arjuna got the realization at the end of Bhagavad Gita, like same Sanjaya got the realization of Bhagavad Gita. So we are just ending the Bhagavad Gita discussion, so all devotees can share their realizations also. So thank you very much. We'll stop it here. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.